South Korea's general election held on Wednesday was being closely watched around the world, as it was one of the world's first nationwide votes since the COVID-19 epidemic began. Foreign media have shown great interest in South Korea's parliamentary elections held amid the coronavirus pandemic. AP reported that the ruling Liberal Party secured a resounding victory in South Korea's general elections, which had the highest turnout in nearly 3 decades, despite the coronavirus sickening thousands and forcing social distancing and polling places. Shinhwa analyzed that a widespread public support for South Korean President Moon Jae-in resulted in his ruling party's sweeping victory in parliamentary elections held at a time of the COVID-19 pandemic that delayed elections in other countries. AFP also said that the coronavirus pandemic turned the political tide in President Moon's favor. Kyodo explains that the outcome demonstrates voter satisfaction with the way the Moon administration has handled the coronavirus outbreak in the country. Reuters introduced a former North Korean diplomat Tae Young-ho, now known as Tae Gu-min, who defected to South Korea in 2016 and has become the first ever North Korean defector to be directly elected as a lawmaker in South Korea. Washington Post said, to hold the elections as scheduled, South Korean officials and health authorities carefully prepared safeguards to reduce the risk of the virus being transmitted. BBC also highlighted the news on South Korea's general elections as a major article, saying there are fears that the election may trigger an increase in numbers, but at this moment, it seems that Korea is trying to prove what is possible once again. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo also congratulated South Korea on Wednesday for holding successful parliamentary elections in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, saying the country is a model for the world. In a statement on Wednesday, he said, "Dedication to democratic values in the face of a global pandemic is a hallmark of a truly free, open, and transparent society, qualities that are necessary in facing the current crisis, key to the country's successful management of COVID-19, and a model for others around the world." This was Ryu Hyun-min from Korea Now.